These are not for that's the word.
In fact, sometimes when I see some of your posts, I say, hey, Jehovah, nothing in this world
There
will
was
push
one she
me.
put up recently where she said, I'm always a businesswoman first or something. I'm sure, remember, I'm like, they frustrated this woman. She wants to be, she wants to be dancing, and you are not allowing her dance.
No, it's not that. It's just the fact that I need to maintain core. I need to understand that my business is very, very important. The best I can give is myself. I cannot give my business.
Of course.
You know, so I need to constantly reinforce that thought and put it to myself that Damilola, because you know when you talk to people and they tell you how much they suffered, how much they lost to campaign and they lost, you would want to be more mindful so you don't fall in the same situation. So it was pretty much on that. And then because I love what I do anyways. So
We love what you do too.
I know.
See, even though you abandoned me. There used to be a time when you come, I glow.
No, you're still glowing there. I mean, come on, look at you. Your face is all dazzling.
It's not about the face, it's the cloth I'm talking about.
Don't worry, I got you. I got you.
But I love what you're wearing. You're looking
good
good though.
Work. Thank you.
And I actually love the new designs I've been seeing online. They're quite good.
So you see that it doesn't matter what I do.
Yes.
I'm still so connected.
And again, I think there's a bit of transitioning in your designs. You know, maybe it's the honorable spirits that is coming into it because they are more.
It's going up.
Yes, they are much more elegant.
Yes.
And much more expensive.
Come on, I mean, how do you get quality and not pay for it?
We're saying the same thing. We did not complain.
Elsie is about to run away too. How are you?
Where is she going to?
Ah, she will tell you with her mouth.
I'm here.
Where are you?
Last. I'm okay. I'm just tired, but I'm fine.
Okay. Today, unfortunately, is not so much of a good day. Too many bad news from Sunday.
Really?
No. From
Oh,
the airport.
Kaduna issue and all. Okay,
the
I thought you were saying
train.
personal. Okay.
Nah,
Yeah.
just... so we're having a chat with our guests.
Day.
Yeah, it's a very solemn day. And we're talking insecurity, politics, comedy, entertainment, and all of that. And here's what we found as today's quote. An individual has not started living until he can rise above the narrow confines of his individualistic concern to the broader concerns of all humanity. You know, if you're thinking nationhood, you're thinking humanity, you know, your life would definitely, the dynamics will be different. All right, so the duty of comedy is to correct men by amusing them. For over a decade, cognitive psychologists and neuroscientists have been testing this 17th century aphorism from Franz Shakespeare to see what role political satire play in educating an electorate. And the result of a recent study shows that political humor makes political information more accessible by increasing our capacity to remember and share it. Now, the art of comedy has been known to excuse personal attacks as long as everyone has a good laugh and no one's credibility is hurt. But this was not the case, as it was different with the Oscars that we witnessed earlier this week when Will Smith assaulted comedian Chris Rock for telling a joke about his wife. So today we're having a chat with Daniel Nwoka on comedy, politics, insecurity of the nation, and the 2023 elections. But first, let's take a break to see what we found in the news. All right, so National Doctors Day is celebrated to recognize the contributions of physicians to individual lives and communities. The day varies from nation to nation depending on the event of commemoration used to mark the day. In some nations, the day is marked as a holiday, although supposed to be celebrated by patients and benefactors of the healthcare industry. It is usually celebrated by healthcare organizations. Staff may organize a lunch for doctors to present the physicians with tokens of recognition. Historically, a card or red carnation may be sent to physicians and their spouses, along with a flower being placed on the graves of deceased physicians. So, happy National Doctors Day. Ladies, what do you think?
It's a good one to commemorate. I think they are very vital in the society. It's only a place in Nigeria that they are not
recognized
as they should, celebrated, and even paid for their effort as should. So
I was going to say the remuneration in Nigeria is even what is most killing. You see a lot of our doctors running out of the country.
We have some of the best doctors
in the world.
Nigeria produces.
We have some of the best minds. Irrespective of the field we go into.
So
absolutely.
Happy National Doctors Day. I'm just hearing it now. I wish I knew out of all the doctors I know. But I can still do that tomorrow.
You can still do that. It's not too late today.
It's never late.
Today, after this show, is Dorime.
You're on a different beat today. Oh, boy.
Let me start with
an encounter. Oh, God.
What was the encounter?
Never mind. We're on national TV now. We'll go back to that behind stage. What I have is the news is about the Kaduna train attack, and this is from Punch newspaper. And Northern Group tells Buhari to sack incompetent service chief. They have the opinion that a civil society organization, Northern Advocacy for Peace, has called for the immediate resignation of the service chief or be sacked by the president, Major General Muhammad Buhari. The group said the recent attack on the Abuja-Kaduna train airport, as well as the wanton killing and destruction of property in many parts of the country, has shown that the service chiefs are incompetent and should leave or be made to leave. In a statement on Wednesday by the leader of the group, Khalifa Shuaibu, the group said that the president must be decisive in his action, kidnapping others without any resistance from the Nigerian security force. Concern is that many a time it's most unfortunate how we have become as a nation. This is not just about the leaders, it's even about the irresponsibility.
I feel very sad.
Yeah, I mean, we talked on it yesterday, right? And there's no official statement from... Anyway, my story, it caught my attention. I opened it. It says number of poor people in Nigeria to reach 95 million in 2022. It is this year that is 2022.
Who even says they're no more than that?
The World Bank has said that the number of poor Nigerians is projected to hit 95.1 million in 2022. The report noted that COVID-19 crisis is driving up Nigeria's poverty rate, pushing more than 5 million additional people into poverty by this year. According to the bank, it says, and I quote, were the crisis not to have hit, the poverty headcount would be forecast to remain virtually unchanged, projected to jump from 40% in 2019 to 42% in 2020 and 42.6% in 2022, implying that the number of poor people was 89 million in 2020 and will be 95 million in 2022. Taking the difference between these scenarios, the crisis alone is projected to have driven an additional 3.8 million Nigerians into poverty in 2020, with an additional 5.1 million living in poverty by this year. Recall that last year, President Muhammadu Buhari claimed that his government lifted 10.5 million Nigerians out of poverty between 2019 and 2021, but a report on Premium Times, actually a fact-check report, found the claim to be very untrue. And this report also said that, I mean, our decline is not just about COVID-19. With or without COVID-19, we've been on that,
we're on that path.
path. So I don't know what's the... Anyway, that's my story.
I mean, let me just, is it pedal it back?
Pedal it back, that's our English.
MD said that the storming and lost their lives, the wounded and those who will be traumatized by the incident for a very long time. At this time last year, I was on the same train to Kaduna, and we talked about how unsafe life is and risk we were taking. We are the lucky ones. The actor also said in the same post about the pandemonium, saying that, these Nigerians were just looking for triggers, as it seems like we are bitter and we are angry.
That's the word.
Now, so it says, if anything is an indication of how broken we are today, then the shameful storming of the pitch and the 2022, it just tells you that it's going to get worse. For the first time, as if nothing happened. This was the same incident that happened, if you remember clearly, when it was around the election time. Jonathan, I think they went to, was it Ibadan? Also one celebration that we all went, everybody went haywire. We're saying, how can you be so insensitive? They just kidnapped some people and you are there dancing and shaking your body and all of that. Like, is it that we have gotten to that point where there's no sense of humanity in us?
There was
what
a
exactly is
screenshot
the
you
issue?
sent to me. Actually, I thought you were going to read that as well. The one from Williams to Chamber.
Yes.
I think you should read that out.
You know,
because my phone isn't here, I would have read it out.
so Williams to Chamber also even, you know, because a lot of people are raging. Even, what's her name? Lepashos Bosse. She came out to say it seems like nobody is even paying attention.
Nobody's taking responsibility.
Taking responsibility. Everybody's just quiet about this thing.
There's a lot of conspiracy of silence around issues that should be immediately addressed, and then we don't hear nothing.
Show empathy.
And they just allow everything to... There's an...
Okay, so this is Williams to Chamber.
In the movie, we see
Yes.
that they call press conferences, they call a lot of emergency meetings.
People are acting like it is a normal thing. That is what
1,000
is breaking
from
my...
the
Almost...
stampede.
Yes, because...
From the
No, from the
blast.
train. Two nights in a row. Right? It says it's taking... If it takes losing a match to get us upset, and
I think losing a match really changes anything as such. It only means that attention. And one thing about the generation of today that I think we are worried about, aside from we calling out the leaders, we have a sense of apathy as individuals, as Nigerians. We tend to always want to piece of the society. Let's appoint people that are going to be spokespeople.
Off lights when you're passing.
Businesses in Africa can be very challenging. In Nigeria, it is particularly intimidating, and successful builders have learned how to navigate a hostile environment to unlock opportunity. PlusTvAfrica.
Politics. It's not just another political conversation, it's about keeping you in the know. The relevant interviews, asking the tough questions to those that matter, get the answers you need. Does it mean that the people who were injured, people who were shot at, those who were involved in that stampede are not going to get justice?
It is unfortunate, it is sad that we have a government of deaf and dumb.
Analysis from top experts.
The last election was not really an election.
We feel that Obasanjo has a very special place in his heart for hating.
We're supposed to be having a conversation around the hospitalized and several others still unaccounted for. Now, the Kaduna State in Nigeria increases as the 2023 elections approach, and we want to know the guests we have today, his thoughts on comedy, politics, state of insecurity, and the 2023 elections. But before we bring in our guests, we'd like to have a chat first. So you can also join us. Speaking to my sister today, I said, do you know that currently they are landlocked because you can't go through water? Airports, Asman Air, and I think it was Arik and Asman. I heard the news this afternoon that they had cancelled indefinitely all their flights to Kaduna State.
Wow.
So train also is on halt. So tell me if anything should go wrong, and they can't even go through the Lagos Abuja. The Abuja Kaduna road, because that was even the reason there was a hike in the train patronage, because a lot of people stopped using the roads because of constant kidnapping that was happening on that road. So I don't know, what are your thoughts? Let me quickly hear your thoughts and I'll bring in our guest.
I think that it's sad that for me, 2023 is around the corner and politics are still playing. There are just some things you can't see on live TV, but I got to hear some very vital information over the weekend, and it's unsettling. But we are in a country where life doesn't mean anything to the people who want to rule you or the people who are leaders of the country, and no stone will be left unturned for them to get what they want to get, regardless. So it's unfortunate, and I just want to hear. I want to see how the conversation goes this night, but like you said, I'm truly sad. I'm truly heartbroken. And this is happening when there is a convention going on, right? So